Welcome to another meeting of TV Holics Anonymous. Quick, hit the follow button so you never miss an episode. You can also follow us on our socials too: Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Blue Sky, YouTube, and give us a 5-star rating on whatever you're listening to this podcast on. Welcome to another meeting of TV Holics Anonymous. My name is Ruru and I am a TV Holic.
My name is Mimi and I'm a TV Holic.
So today we're doing Singles Inferno. I know we haven't done this in a long time, and we just got back round to doing it. It's because we did record, but then it kind of got lost. The recording, it didn't work. So we were like super frustrated, and we were like, we can't do this anymore. We've got other shows to.
That's still lost in time, isn't it?
Yeah.
That one,
yeah.
which was the main one, which was oh my god,
don't even remind me
about that. That was the one where that was all the watch.
No, that was I-geon and Go-eun reunion bit.
Oh yeah, where they all did watch when they were watching it, right?
No, yeah. It's when they went on their date.
We haven't done that yet. We're doing that now.
Yeah, I know. But that's the one that we recap. You forgot? That's the one we recap.
We haven't recapped that. Oh.
Yeah, we did recap that. Remember?
No, we didn't. I just watched it the other day for the first time.
Okay.
We recap all the rest of the watch parties, or whatever they are.
Okay, so we're doing the other one as well. We're talking about the other one as well, yeah. So the one before that.
Go-eun's date and I-geon's date, and we're doing when they all go for their
reunion. Trip. And let's briefly talk about what happened in the episode before. That was just the boring episode. The one where the rest of the people were just like the random people, like the girl that Go-eun acted like he was acting like my little sister, and then the other girl that didn't like anyone.
Yeah, the Ha-eun,
Ha-eun, and then who's the girl that didn't like anyone really, and then she kept like complaining about like no one's gonna like me.
Ye-jin.
Yeah, Jae-jin. No, Ye-jin, and I think I think
this is so far from that.
Yeah, Jae-jin and Joo-young were in that episode as well.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That was just about that. Yeah, Hyun-jae, and basically his pining after her the whole time, and basically everyone was like, Hyun-jae was just like, oh, I didn't realize how close you and Jae-jin, like Joo-young and Jae-jin were, because then I would have backed off earlier. He wasn't getting the vibe that they were that close, but after watching it, he realized. And Ha-eun said the same. She was like, I didn't realize that Jae-jin was like so into Ji-yeon. Otherwise, I would have like not even said those things in the confessional. Like I look silly. Because like I look so stupid.
Okay, for this whole reunion, let's just give it soju bottles. So for the whole reunion, I think I'd give it 7 or 8 out of 10 soju bottles, because I feel like I wanted more, and I want to know what happens in their lives and stuff like that after, and I need more.
I have to break it up. I think the first part was better than the last part. The watch parties was good, because I think they really got the gist of like what we felt as viewers, like with the Mina-sue stuff and stuff. Like she really had to answer to a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And Seung-il as well, for all his drama and all that stuff. And then Go-eun and I-geon, like they did have to answer a lot of their stuff. But then the rest of it, like this date and stuff, and
I like the date a lot, because there's a lot of like sexual chemistry between them. But I feel like they need more. We need more. We need to know what happens in their lives after. Are they together now? What's going on?
It's very difficult to do that, because they just don't. They can't really be in a relationship on camera. Like because they can't really be lovey-dovey or be like a normal couple, because they have to be very PG.
No,
so you would never really. Yeah.
No, it's not the PG. It's because people like they have like diehard fans, and people like send death threats and stuff to them. Like that's what it is. Unless you're getting married, like they don't really reveal it.
But there's so many moments where you just feel like, okay, this is the moment you're gonna kiss. You should kiss.
Yeah.
But this doesn't happen.
Yeah, because
I don't know about I-geon and Go-eun, because that they weren't gonna kiss. That was gonna be a full on like kind of thing.
Yeah.
But the other guys are in relationships, like Joo-young and Jae-jin, kind of like, you imagine they have kissed and stuff, right?
Yeah, because they're holding hands a lot and things like that.
Then Hee-sun and Soobin, they have kissed, so it's like they talk and it's like they look at each other and it's like, this is the moment, but it can't happen.
Because they don't want all the hate and everything, and like
I get it, but that's why it's
because
difficult to follow them and see what's going on with their life, because it's all very riddly still. They all speak in riddles still.
Yeah, but I know that, okay, for example, I know that Subin and Hee-sun have broken up.
Okay.
And I knew that wasn't going to last anyway.
I don't know. I couldn't really tell. You see, I can't tell if they last.
Okay, let's talk about the last 2 episodes then. Okay. Oh, do you want to
let's talk about the date first.
Yeah, the date.
Okay. So
I needed
basically,
more the date. I didn't need it to.
They're at a karaoke bar, right? You said, because I was like, what is all that noise? The filming of these things is just so different to Singles Inferno, because it's like someone's on their camera on their phone, like actually worse than a phone. Like it would be better.
They just put a GoPro. They put a GoPro.
Whatever it is, it's like really bad. Like you can hear all the noise in the background from all the people in their own little cubbies, like doing karaoke. And I didn't even know it was a karaoke bar until you told me, because they obviously weren't doing any karaoke themselves. So it was really awkward in the beginning, and they basically agreed that should we drink lots to get us through this. They were like, yeah, I'm not doing anything tomorrow. Yeah, I'm not doing anything tomorrow either. Let's get drunk. Like, to take the edge off.
But they really, I think they made plans to meet up again the next day, because he said I have tomorrow off as well, and then I've got like a solid like block of work. So I went to see that day as well.
Huh?
I went to see the next day as well.
Yeah, but you can tell like that they are weird, like when they're on camera. I think it would be so different without the camera, especially in this context. But anyway, so
but it's already got too weird, so it's going to be weird off camera now as well. And also, I think that like basically they like each other, so it's very, very hard to like hold back and then that.
The thing is, the whole they had those little mini interviews after the watch party stuff.
Yeah.
Like when in that like conference room situation, and
yeah,
they basically in this date they talked a lot about like what they already talked about in that. So there wasn't any new information I was really getting from them. Like, I'm like this, and how do you like to date? I'm like this when I date, and it was like very
but they were trying to feel each other out. I felt like they were trying to feel each other out. Like,
that's the whole point of Singles Inferno. Like, you did all that back and forth.
But Go-eun messed it up because and I-geon messed it up as well, because he was acting like he kept like trying to flirt with what's her name, Ha-eun, when he had no interest in her, and then he was trying to make her the other one jealous. They messed it up.
He kept saying things like, this is where it became really obvious, like, and I think maybe even to him, like their age difference, because there were so many moments where he was like, that they were talking about because they rehashed a lot of the scenes as well, like the swimming pool scene, and he was like, do you remember when I said, when you said, shall I come over or should you? He was like, did you mean that like physically come over, or did you mean like emotionally? And she was like, no, physically, like. And he was like, oh, you took it literally. Like, there were little things where he was reading more into it, because I think it is like she is a little bit like younger, and she's like, go with the flow. Because there were other moments where they were talking. He was like, oh, I read it differently. Like, we both read things differently. So, yeah, I don't know. I just think like I didn't get as much sexual tension and chemistry between them in this date than that I did.
I did a lot.
In the actual program, I got more. And even when they were doing the watch party, a little bit more. But I think they were very awkward. Like, they're very giggly constantly here. In
this date, they were talking about the swimming pool scene, and then they started to like get like a bit like go back there. You could see it in their faces.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think they should just get together.
He even said that he's been like. They talked a lot about, he was like, I've been looking at Instagram a lot and stuff.
Yeah, since it happened. Stalking,
I've been watching you, like, so that stuff was like, obviously he was trying to tell her, like, it really affected me. He was like, I was really quite annoyed after you chose Sung-min, like, and so I decided I'm just not going to reach out to you. And she had messaged him apparently after the show, and he was like, yeah, that's why I didn't message back, because like, he
also thought that she was with him, Sung-min, still, until she cleared up at that, that when they were at that desk thing sitting down.
Yes, and he was like, I didn't. He was like, for all I knew, like, you were still with him. So so like they had some weird conversations, like these weird conversations, like he says something like, I sometimes imagine when I'm thinking about someone I want to date, like what they're like alone. some weird stuff. It was like, who does that kind of stuff? Like, what do you mean?
No, I do as well. I think about these things as well. I think it's because you don't have that personality type. It's your MBTI is not the same. He's got an N, I think, probably like me.
But these are things that some thoughts when you're initially courting and talking to someone, like, it's too deep. Like, I don't.
Yeah, but that's because that's your personality type.
Just see how you are.
We're really going to do this personality type thing, and I'm going to show you exactly what you are. Like one day when we got a free time. But it's because you don't understand their personality type.
I think vibes are better than like looking into. Like, I think you know straight away if you connect. Like, if you can naturally have a free flowing conversation about anything with someone, and then you can vibe off of what they're saying, and you can joke around with them, then I think that. I mean, for me to explain to someone like I'm a really deep thinker, like, I don't think that's hot. Like,
no,
I like to, when I'm on my own, like, I like to have a cup of tea. I like to have a cup of tea and like watch like, that's not hot. Like, especially in the beginning, like, you're trying to like.
It's not about that. They're trying to get to know like what kind of person are you. Like, I like to see what kind of person anyone can have.
Everyone's always going to. People's perceptions of themselves are also not accurate. So what you say is like, oh, I really like to do this. Oh, I'm this kind of person. You may think you're that kind of person, but that's not actually always how you project yourself.
Yeah, but also
these things don't actually work out still.
You know, you can have a free-flowing conversation with most people. It's quite easy. With most people, it's very easy.
No, but there's the difference between a free-flowing conversation with a friend and a free-flowing conversation with intent of like liking someone. That's your intention of like, I don't know, that's your mindset of how you're going into it.
Yeah, but he's looking at it from a perspective of like, I want to see like what this person is like 360 degrees. Like, I want to see her mindset, because he's finding it difficult to understand her mindset because she wasn't very forthcoming about her feelings in the first place on the show.
But do you still think she was in this date? She was like really forthcoming.
Yeah, but she said that she's like, I don't like to like show my like true feelings because I've been hurt, because I don't like want to be hurt and stuff. And
but she also said like, I don't know how to multitask at the moment. I'm really busy, and I don't think I can.
I don't have time for like, because in Korea when you're like coupled up, you do a lot of things together all the time. Like you you wear couple outfits, and you like not couple outfits, but like same matching outfits, and like they spend a lot of time doing all these like cutesy things.
So do you think is that her in that moment? Then I feel like that's shutting him down.
No, I don't think she's shutting, because you can clearly see that she has interest in him as well. She likes the interest that he's giving her. What do you think? She likes the attention.
Yeah, I don't know, because I can't tell what the facial expressions are. Like, I think she like likes the way he looks at her and says all these things to her, and then she like reacts to it. But I think anyone would. If someone's flattering you, you're going to be like, oh. But I can't imagine she hasn't got lots of attention, and I don't know.
Yeah, and I love the way that they were dressed kind of the same, like without even knowing it. Like it really complimented her.
But it was really weird. Like, I didn't like his dress sense at all. I said that in there.
Oh no, I liked it a lot.
But she also asked if this is not how you normally dress, right? And he was like, no. And it's not. And he looked much like he's lost a lot of weight. Because when they were flashing back to Singles Inferno, he was way like big, like more muscular and stuff.
Yeah, but you can't tell because he hasn't got his shirt off. He hasn't got his shirt off. So
his face was all like a little bit like he was much.
Maybe it was the shadowing in the place. You don't know.
But I just thought of him as a bit hotter in the program than I did there. I just felt like when the other day I was like, no.
Oh no, I thought he was hot there as well.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
They do weird things with their food, like, you know, the awkwardness translate when they're all eating and stuff. Or any of these people start drinking his shots like awkwardly, like this. Like he was turning his whole wrist around to drink his shots. Like,
I've seen people write like that as well.
Oh, okay. No, I've seen that. That's a left-handed. Yeah, that's a left-handed thing.
Right. You know, there's someone that we know that writes like this, yeah. From when we were younger, like, you know.
Yeah. They talk about like their most memorable scenes, and she doesn't mention the swimming pool, but also she mentions about there's one scene where they were on the bed together, and they flash back to on the bed, and they're talking about like what they're like in relationships and stuff. And she was just saying that she basically got the vibe that he wasn't like very caring in relationships, a bit cold. And I think that's what he did in the beginning. He was portraying like, I'm a cool guy. And she was I kind of felt like that, and that kind of distanced me a bit, because Sung-min was very.
It's good that I think it's good as well that she guarded her, like, you know, her heart as well, in a way, because she couldn't tell what was going on. But if I was her, I wouldn't have picked Sung-min. I would have just picked no one if I was confused. Yeah.
Yeah. He also, the other thing where they like were missing each other was like he was saying one of his most memorable moments was when they were in the helicopter and they had that. Remember they had that moment where they looked at each other.
Yeah.
And he was like, that was like my heart skipped a beat. Like like that was like a really big moment for me. And he was like, do you remember that? And she was like, no. And he was like, oh my god. He was like, oh my god, like all these. So how they didn't like. That's only like if you.
Oh, hang on, you're cutting off. Wait, you're cutting off. Hello?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. What did you say?
So I was just saying that all those little moments made me think that they're just. He was, and then he kept saying like, I started feeling like, am I feeling something at the end when you pick Sung-min? Like it was completely a myth. Like I was making the story up in my head. But when she said those things like, oh, I didn't notice when we locked eyes with each other. Like, I felt like, yeah, that's true. They're just not on the same like emotional level and like age level. I don't know what it is. And there was an awkward vibe between them, but I couldn't pick up if it was like sexual tension or if it was just awkward.
I think it was a bit of everything and awkwardness. And also I just feel like we need to know their MBTIs. I think everyone needs to went on Singles Inferno and they need to say their MBTI.
In there, you know when they do their first interview thing.
Yeah, and I think that should be another thing that they should reveal, like you know, like their age and their age and their thing, and then afterwards, like, and people should guess each other's MBTI and stuff. It makes it more interesting. So I definitely think you're an I, and I definitely think you're a S, and things like that. You know, like it makes it more, you know, like fun. Like because they're looking at people's personalities. Like after a while, they'll be able to guess, you know, like their MBTI. Like if you know someone better.
Yeah.
Like you'll be able to say, I know if you're an I.
Yeah, I mean, it's because it's such a big deal there in dating culture. I think
they need to bring that in.
Relevant. They'd probably be relevant, but it's not something I don't think anyone thinks about outside of like.
They do because I knew what MBTI was, and I did my MBTI personality test long before.
I know, but are you like
I found out about these Korean shows and stuff.
Like, I mean, are you just going to completely reject people and be like, oh? I don't. You must.
It's not that. No, it's not that. It's just that. But like you know, if you find like if you're an introvert and you find an extrovert, like if you're going on a date with an extrovert, you're just like a bit like, oh, we're not gonna mesh. Or if you're an extrovert and extroverts don't like introverts and things like that, and introverts don't like extroverts and things like that, you know, it does make a difference. You can just like you know cut it off before you waste your time, kind of thing. That's like you know, like
dating online profile thing.
Yeah. Like dating profiles, you can have like you know how people like, oh, I'm a smoker and things like that. You disqualify them straight away if they're a smoker or like a heavy I drink all the time or you know things like that. It's just like it's just so to not waste your time.
Yeah as long as people are truthful about it.
That's the problem, I guess.
So basically in the end they also agreed to like go out on another date, and it was so awkward because she's like, oh, I want to talk to you more, like we should do something, and he was like, yeah we can meet up, and she was like, yeah, let's get lunch or something, we can talk. And then he was like, oh, okay, well if you want to talk, should we just eat at home first and then meet and we can talk? And she was like, what? She was like, that's so weird. She was like, no, I want to eat with you. It was such an awkward moment.
Yeah, that was really weird. I forgot about that.
You remember that? Yeah. And he was like, oh, okay, you want to eat as well? Okay. Yeah, we can eat. And it was like so weird. That's such a weird thing to say. Like that.
Maybe he doesn't like eating out much, but that's everyone creates that.
Yeah.
Maybe he's on like a high protein diet and like he's just maybe he's like not trying to eat like he's trying to eat really clean or something.
Yeah. She also said at one point that her last relationship was a year ago, and he said his was quite a while ago. He didn't specify, which means that this is 6
Over
months.
A year, probably.
Singles Inferno. So she was 6 months single going into the Singles Inferno probably, which again makes me think like how serious she might be. That kind of person that just needs someone constantly.
Yeah, maybe.
She's single this whole time, so maybe not. But I don't encourage that for anyone to be like 6 months fresh out relationship and then like.
Yeah, but it depends on how deep the relationship was. It might have been a short relationship. It might have been like a few months relationship.
Yeah,
it's not too bad, is it?
I guess.
If it's just like something that just didn't work out, fizzled out.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. So anything else memorable?
No, I ship them and I want them to be a couple, but obviously they're not going to probably be a couple. I think they did date after the show for a little while. I think there was some gossip about that, and I think then it kind of like fizzled out, or like she was busy because she was like in Milan for Fashion Week with
Yeah,
remember the other girl from Singles Inferno the year before?
yeah.
What was her name again? The one with Yuk.
I don't remember.
Xian. Xian,
Yeah.
that's it. With Yuk.
Yeah. I just get a vibe that he wants so much more from a relationship
Yeah, and
than
she
she
doesn't.
does. I don't think she's like looking down to get like in a serious relationship right now.
Yeah, because they're in
Like it,
different
but not
stages in
like
life as well. Because she wants to focus on her career and like going everywhere and stuff like that, and he wants to focus on maybe like settling down. He wants his career to flourish, and he wants a wife to like settle down with. Like I think
yeah.
he's got like that kind of
He is like, well,
mentality.
he was 33 or something like that. I
Yeah,
can't
something like
remember,
that.
something like that. So yeah, it's just totally different spaces, and I think he would. He's a bit more. He likes her more than him, and it just doesn't work like that. He
He,
like no, it does work like
it
that.
does, it does, it does.
He likes her
It
more
does.
than she him.
Yeah.
But I think that's once you're in the relationship, it's just too much it's too much right now with the age difference and everything. So
And maybe they might circle back when they're in the same place in life to each other.
and I can imagine he would get irritated, like if they're in a relationship and she was like, no, I'm gonna just like like he said it at one point, like, I think you can still do your career and do everything. Like you need to find someone who can do help, that will keep you
Yeah, I
happy
think
and
that's why they were dating because when Go-eun went to New York with Xi'an, they met up with what's his name? The the American guy on the show. Oh, Sung-hun. They met
Sung-hun,
up with
yeah.
Sung-hun and Sung-hun was like writing messages and stuff like that and saying, "Oh, don't worry, I'll look after her, Egon," and things like that on his story.
Hmm.
And like Egon's gonna be pissed if I do this, or Egon's gonna be pissed if I do that. That's
He
what he was
became the
writing.
Seung-il, the stirrer, the shit stirrer.
Yeah. So I think they were dating for a little while, and I don't think so anymore. It looks
Okay,
like they both moved on.
maybe.
Sad.
Right. So what do we think about
The
okay, so then
holiday.
we
They
move
got a
on to
holiday.
so basically she did also allude to when they were in their date, she was like, oh, I'm really sad you're not coming with us for the
Oh yeah,
trip.
yeah.
So then that's how I
Yeah, what
already
did you think about the whole trip and everything? Like, were you like shocked that they went on a
I
trip?
thought they were going to. I think I said it before one of the other episodes. Like I just thought they were going to go for like to a bar, for, like or like to a restaurant for like drinks or something, like a catch up, like that show had put on.
So was it
Like
like a shock for you?
so, I didn't think this would happen. Yeah, it was kind of like a field, like I don't know, field trip. How to say it, but they obviously
It was
got
like
these.
another program within a program. Like it wasn't like a
Yeah,
reunion. Like it was quite good. I liked
but they
it.
were it was really weird because they were all like dressed up in their boy band clothes, like a bunch of the single guys, and they were
Yeah.
waiting for the rest of them to come, and they were all like, "Oh, look what you're wearing" and stuff. And then all the single people came in one by one, and then the people
And
kind of in couples
Subin
came.
and Thingy came in with their
People
matching
and
couples
came
outfit.
together. Yeah, and they were like very much linking arms, so you could tell that they were together. You could already tell, and everyone was like, "Oh, look, the couple are here, the newlyweds."
Yeah, and they were like
And
kept
she kept on saying, "The newlyweds, the newlyweds."
and they kept like antagonizing them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then also Joo-young and Jae-jin also came together, and then basically the whole idea was that we're gonna like drive out of Seoul and to like the countryside or something, and they had like one separate women's building and one male building,
Yeah.
and they would like spend some days together, I guess. And it's like winter, it's Christmas time, isn't it? Because there's Christmas trees in each of the
Yeah.
houses.
I think it was
So
only
it's
one
great.
night we spent there. So
Oh,
I
okay.
think
So it's just never enough time with this program for anything. The date
I know,
wasn't
but
long
people have to
enough.
go back to their work and stuff like that. You know,
Yeah,
they've
I
already
know.
taken time off for like all the other stuff. And then they took a day off to review everything, the show for Netflix, and then they took another day off for this thing as well.
Yeah. So
They've got
a few of them, the couples like drove together on their own. Like the rest of them all
yeah,
like jumped in cars together. But then like Hyeon and Subin like got in the car together and they were like reminiscing about. She was
and they're
like,
holding
"Oh, this
hands and
moment when we
stuff.
were in the car together and we were driving to in Paradise and they were holding hands and it was
And then
like
like she
very
was like doing her over the top giggling and things like that, like and things like
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
And
And they look like some of them are talking in the car about like the screening, like what they saw, how the screening went. Like Go-eun, I think, was with Sungmin and Ha-eun, and they were just talking about their experiences and stuff.
oh, I
And
think
then
Jae-jin and Joo-young are still
Joo-young.
together.
Okay, so Jae-jin and Joo-young were also in the car, and they were talking. He like put some earphones in her ear, and he was like, and she was like, "Oh, this is the song I told you about." like, why did you put on headphones in the car? Like, why don't you just put it, I don't know.
Maybe they
Anyway,
were not allowed to play music because they're
yeah,
filming it. Yeah.
and but I could just tell when she was driving there was a bit awkwardness because she kept like glancing over and being weird because I think she knew she was obviously being filmed. So that's what I mean. Like, it's very difficult to. They're very aware
Also,
of
I
like.
feel like she's got major daddy issues because, like, I think she's got daddy issues. Like,
You
I
just
don't
hate
know about her.
Jae-jin.
But, yeah, no, because she was like, "Oh, you're like my dad" and things like that. Remember she kept saying, and it was like
But
really
then,
creeping me out.
no,
Honestly,
I don't think hers wasn't like
I'm
daddy
like,
issue. Like what we were talking about recently, that was like major daddy issue. Can't
there's
remember.
nothing special about Jae-jin. Like, she liked him so much, and he wasn't that into her.
Um,
Like, he's into her, but like she was like head over heels for him, kind of thing.
yeah, she also talks about like she was telling him about like some trip that she'd gone on, and he was like, oh yeah, you went with your friend. So she was talking about she went to Jeju Island
Oh
with
yeah,
one of
Jae-jin.
her friends for a travel, like travel or something. She was like she had a really good time there. So then basically like yeah, so then Heston and Stubin just like flirting, like, and they talk about how like they talk about like should we start calling each other formally again, and like she's like Mr. whatever his name is surname is. So Im Subin, yeah, she's like Mr.
Yeah,
Im Subin
Im.
and all that kind of stuff. And they talk about going to Busan together and like doing different things.
Oh, that would be cute for them, but they're broken up.
Yeah. Um, and then they talk, and then he's also like talks about like how they stopped talking and like their conversations were very broken up because she's only come back from the US like 4 days ago or something. He's
Yeah.
just in, and he was saying like I was really worried about you when you were sick in like the US, like because I couldn't be there and stuff and all that.
Whatever. Like, I just felt, this whole time. Let me just talk about Subin. Yeah, I just felt like he's like so controlling, and he didn't like her saying certain things and things like that, and like he's just like so the way he was like when they get to the house and stuff. It was like it's such like red flag behavior by a guy. Like, and then he
I
was
know,
like
but
making her
I
feel
think that's
bad
how
all
it's
the
meant to
time.
be portrayed because that's how she was feeling. But he did keep saying like I don't care.
Yeah, but he obviously did because he was making her feel shitty about it and not talking
I
to her
don't
and
know.
stuff.
I don't know. I think that's how she.
No, it's
Because I
clear to
think that's
see.
sometimes a thing of your own experiences and relationships. Because I think
No, because
generally,
he was
like they are
ignoring
so
her. He was ignoring her.
naturally so respectful in relationships, like that. It's
No,
like most people would be bothered by something like that. I think that's the norm.
yeah,
But he was, and so she was like, "Oh my god, he must be." As soon as he said something, because as soon as Sung-hun said
because
something,
she knows
she
how he.
didn't react at all. But as soon
Okay,
as Sung-hun said something, she was like, "No, I didn't. No, I didn't. No, I didn't." That's such a over
no, because
dramatic.
because that's the conversations they had on the phone. Because after she was talking about like at the end like she was
She
talking
said
about
that she didn't
like
drink much.
you were never like I mean like you just wanted to like you just like ghosted me and stopped talking to me when I went to America. Remember that?
Yeah.
He doesn't care. Like he doesn't care. Like he's just like very
No,
like boy.
I don't know. I think it's very difficult to maintain like when you just met someone like a long distance relationship like that. I think
Yeah, but you
most
don't
people
just ghost
does
someone.
that.
You say that. Oh, I don't think this is going to
No,
work
but the
out.
fact that he came back to her after thinking about it says
Oh, that's
something.
just
Because
fuckboy
if
because
he
she's
really
there.
didn't
She's
care, he
available.
could
She's
just
there and available, and he knows that she's
no.
into
There's
him.
plenty of. She's in the US. He could move on to any girl he wants in
Yeah, but
Korea.
I'm sure he did while he was. I'm sure he did while she
I don't
wasn't
know.
there.
I find it really difficult to I find it difficult to think of like people in Korea like here.
No, but
I
he
don't know why
didn't.
because
No, okay. You don't know about the.
how they
I explained to you about like the in not Itaewon, not Gangnam, um Hongdae fuckboys. So they just hang outside clubs, yeah, in Hongdae, and then just like, oh, are you open-minded, like to foreigners and stuff like that. So because they just want to sleep with you and then like move on.
yeah, but I don't know.
There's so many fuckboys
I
there as
didn't
well. And he's giving fuckboy vibes, like, and he's an athlete, and athletes are like that. Although he's an ex-athlete, but anyway, and she goes like she knows that like she's sensing like how he's going to be pissed, yeah, because like she's like it really hurt me that you just stopped talking to me, like.
But I think she's like that kind of person that's like I don't want to give him any reason to go away from me. Like
Yeah,
now I thought he didn't like me, and now he finds out this. Oh my god,
no,
he
you're
really doesn't like
judging.
me. For God's sake.
This is what I've noticed. You always go for the guy. You always are supportive towards the guy rather than the girl. Like remember I've said
No,
it in
but
other
there's no
recaps as well.
evidence here. There's no
There is
evidence
clear
for me.
evidence.
Believe women.
He never said that he doesn't. He never reacted like he doesn't like he never acted like he was bothered by it.
Yeah, because he was putting on a front, didn't you see? But you could see it in his face.
But the front thing, I don't know him well enough to know if he's putting on a front. That's
but listen, look at the micro.
Maybe that will come out if we dig deeper in there, because they broke up. Maybe that was a reason, but
you're not looking at the micro expressions in his face. Like when what's his name?
I did think initially that he was bothered
about the drinking, that he drank so much and stuff like that, and then he was like, you could see it in his face, and he was trying really hard to not show that he was bothered, like how he was doing with Mina-sue when he was pretending like he didn't care about Mina-sue. He's got a really good poker face, but you have to know.
I think you're right, because at first I was like, oh my god, he's like, this is gonna go somewhere, like he's really bothered, he's gonna have a go at her, like, or something, or like they're gonna.
He probably did in private.
He's gonna be like, oh. Like, regardless, he could be like, well, why don't you just tell me the truth, like, and make her feel bad? Like, it doesn't come out
because of the cameras. He didn't do it because of the cameras.
No, I know, but there's a way of saying it. Even if you're not bothered, there's a way of making her feel like, you know, you're wrong to not have told me. I'm not bothered by it. Like, I don't care, obviously, but you should have told me. Now you're lying to me and making her feel bad in that way. But they didn't go there either.
Yeah, so but he's very aware of the cameras.
Yeah, maybe.
He won't do any.
I think as they all are. But she didn't seem very aware of the cameras. I don't know.
Because I think she's more like she's more like free flowing and like just like happy with her feelings to express herself. You know, that's why she comes across like very needy and things like that, because she's just being herself, I think, and she doesn't care.
Yeah, I think she's the most kind of like, her and Min-ji are probably the most
natural people
themselves. Yeah. So what did you think about the actual houses?
I thought it was very cute, very Korean, and they all went to do barbecue outside.
Oh god, no, I didn't like the decor. It felt very basic to me.
No, but that's how Korean style is. It's very simple. It's not over the top. It's not like they think like this is like, you know, like how the Western way like of decorating is. It's like really gaudy and like, you know how they think that our makeup as well is like really like whorish.
But they're like minimal.
Yeah, everything's minimal.
It felt like, you know, like a, I don't know, like tiles. It felt like a.
That's how Hannah
industrial kitchen, but like, I don't know.
No, that's how it is. It was really cute, and like in how they see it is very cute and sweet, like very like cute little accommodation. Once you start watching more stuff, you'll realize like what I'm talking about.
No, because I like, you know, like the houses. Like, I think it's really cute. Like when we watch the, you know, that program about the girl being bullied because she was not ugly. She was ugly.
Oh, True Beauty.
Yeah, like the house that's all cute, but this was like very cold. Like, it was already cold. I could feel really cold. I felt really cold. And
I think also they moved all the furniture out of the way. Huh? Hello? 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 I can hear you speak.
Why is it?
Yeah, it's working now.
Yeah.
Cold. Well, I think it's cold because they moved all the furniture out of the way and then they just had that table there. You know what I mean?
And I love how they're all sitting on the floor. They were wearing their jackets and in the beginning, at least, I don't know.
Yeah, because they kept going in and out, I think. They kept going in and out. Also, I love how they had the table on the floor. It's so very Korean, and they're all eating on the floor like that. So very, very Korean. Very, like, stayed true to it.
The floor seemed like that kind of place that's, like, a bit dirty, because it was tiled.
No, nothing. That's another thing in Korea. Everything is very, very spotless and clean. Because they're like even in schools, like all the kids are taught from a young age that you have to clean the whole classroom, clean the toilet, clean everything.
No, I'm sure it's clean, but I don't know, like, I just feel like it just felt cold to me, like not very homey, warm. But that's whatever. That's everyone's version's different. So, okay, so yeah, Minji just keeps on saying like, oh, the newlyweds.
But did you see, you know, when Minji got to when they got there, and then Minji was trying to flirt with Subin? Like, she went outside and was throwing the ball because, you know, she expressed herself that interest in him like several times on the show, and then she was trying to like, she's like, oh yeah, let's throw the ball, and then what's her name? What's his girlfriend's name? Like, she just wouldn't leave them alone.
And I was bothered about it a little bit.
Yeah, because she was like, because she could tell that this girl has interest in him still, and like.
No, I don't think so. That would be so obvious from Minji to do that. I think she naturally
is a sporty person.
No, I think she's a sporty person, so she's probably like, look, like, you can't just avoid all the men that are like
No,
in
I mean
relationships.
she is interested in him. She said it many times on the show that she's interested in
Yeah, but I
Subin.
don't think she's the type that, knowing that they're in a relationship, she's going to try and break them up in front
No,
of
I
the
don't
girl.
think she's gonna try and break them up, but I think
That's
she
what it
still
is.
wants to, like,
But it's
spend time with him or whatever. As in, you gravitate towards the people that you find attractive, So I think that's what it was.
no, I think if you know that they're in a relationship, that person would be such a
I
block
was
to
looking at her
you.
micro
Like, really,
expressions as well, and I was looking at his micro expressions, and then I was looking at what's her name's micro
I think they
expressions as
probably
well.
bonded over the sports thing.
Hessen's.
So that's a different kind of bond. Like, that could be a friendship one. I don't think that they vibe in jet. Like, they're not very. They don't have a. They would never get on.
It's not that, but she's
Subin and
attracted to him.
her.
She's just attracted to him, and that's what I'm saying. So that's what.
Okay.
That's what.
So then Mina-sue, what do you think about that whole conversation she had in the bedroom with the girls? And she was like,
Oh
"Oh,
my
how did
god.
your watch party go for you guys? I'm like,
She's just letting them know that
I'm the
I bitched
villain."
about you
She's trying
guys
to
a
make it
lot.
feel better.
So
Yeah,
when you guys watch this, don't be like I didn't mean it,
trying to
and
damage control.
yeah, it's like it's her damage control, and
But also, no,
like I've been
it's a
saying,
victim thing. No, she straight away went like, "Oh my god, I said so many bad things. Like, I shouldn't have said it. I'm the villain, I guess. I
yeah,
become
yeah,
the villain." And that she keeps saying like, they're portraying me as the villain. Like, I obviously am the bad person, and I'm gonna get so much hate, and everyone's gonna not like me. It's like that kind of attitude. Like, I need the sympathy. Like, I didn't mean it. Oh, and now look, I look so terrible. Kind of attitude.
After this show, yeah, Mina-sue has become really, really popular in South Korea, and also she's been on so many other little Korean reality shows after this, and with the other contestants as well. And I just feel like, are they not getting like her nature, or what's
No, but I
happening?
don't think it's
Translating.
something to her because she's a pretty person. She's got
Oh
like that
yeah, yeah.
extrovert attitude. I think you
Koreans
bank
love
on that.
prettiness. Yeah, everything.
The media and stuff and all these companies will bank on that. They
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
care about the other part of her. That
You're right.
they're
You're
not
so
trying
right.
to do anything else. Like, obviously
Well,
she's like can speak English and everything and stuff as well.
I'm really good Korean as
So
well.
yeah, so she was just telling the girls, like, I was saying silly things like, I'm cooler than everyone. I just got really annoyed because I felt like you guys didn't care about me and stuff. And the girls were all very quick to forgive her. And they're like, oh, we all said silly things, don't
Yeah,
worry.
especially Go-eun was like, oh, don't worry. Like she did that self-deprecating
But she
stuff.
also, like, showed her cards because she was um, like, I said all this stuff to Sung-hun about how, like, I'm cooler than everyone else. And I said it in English to him, so I didn't think they would air it. But since they did, it made me look bad, like, kind of thing. And it's like, oh, so you don't really
Just
care.
like that girl. Just like that
You just care
girl.
because you got caught. Like,
Yeah,
you
it's like
would
that
have been
girl.
happy if it wasn't aired. You wouldn't have said nothing, would you have?
Yeah, but this is like I've always been saying. It's like that girl that I've been talking about that I
Yeah.
knew.
Yeah. And then Go-eun was like, "Don't worry." We all said silly things like, I remember saying in the beginning, like, "Oh, I'm the prettiest one here. I'm not worried about anyone else." But she was like, "I was obviously internally worried. I was just trying to be like cool about it, so I look stupid as well." Um,
Yeah.
so they decide to play this catch the cup game to decide who cooks. Like, why can't they just get takeaway? Like, for God's sake, these poor
No,
people
because
cook.
it's because it's like
Bonding.
it's like a bonding thing, and also they like to like everyone likes to cook in South Korea, and I think it's like everyone wants to like cook grill meat and stuff like that. It's like a getting meat and grilling it is like a really it's expensive thing. Like to get beef is really expensive, so that's seen as like it's like going to a restaurant is much cheaper than cooking yourself at home in South Korea.
Yeah, probably to buy the product. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Um,
that's why it's like cheap. That would cheapen it if they went to a restaurant. But if they're getting the meat and cooking that themselves, it's like that's a rich kind of thing to do.
Yeah. So then a few of them, like, whilst the guys are cooking, a few of them playing Jenga, and there's like questions on the blocks and stuff. And then there was a weird question because the question was to Go-eun, and it was like, if you had to introduce one of your siblings to someone, who would you introduce them to? And she was like, oh, I have an 8-year-old sister. And then Sungmin was like, someone was like, oh, just imagine like we're all 8.
Yeah, that was
That
weird.
was really
I was
weird. And I
doing
was
gross
like,
vibes.
what does that mean? What? That is really
And
gross.
Sungmin, I
I think
thought like he
they
might be able to
interpreted that
redeem
wrong.
himself in this like little thing, but he was as annoying as ever. And I just couldn't stand him. I didn't even want to see his face because he was even looking at his face was annoying the shit out of me.
But I don't know if I was interpreting that wrong. Like, were they like just introducing like friend but like it's such a weird question. I mean, it's such a weird, like, I would have just been like, I don't have a sibling that's old enough to introduce you guys to. And I'm not imagining you guys as 8 or her older.
It was
so
both.
weird.
It was both.
So anyway, she picks Hyun-jae. I think Hyun-jae is kind of, I got the life of the party, like, kind of vibes. Like, he's very easy, gets along with everyone.
Yeah.
That's what I was getting from this whole
He
episode.
works on like social media, isn't it, or something like that? So I think that's why.
No, not on social media.
Yeah, I think it was on social media.
Because he speaks English and stuff as well, right? Chinese and everything.
Yeah, but I think it's like social media and like IT or something.
Yeah. So then Heston gets one of the blocks, and she's like, "You have to perform a cute move, 3 cute moves on
it's
someone."
It's not a cute move. It's eggyo, okay? And eggyo is like, you know, baby talk, like to someone that you're interested in or something like that. So she didn't want to do that. She didn't want to do that, obviously, because it's super embarrassing, and you don't do baby talk in front of like other people. Like, it's cringe and embarrassing.
Yeah. So then they were like, and Go-eun was like, "I'll just do one." She was like, "Just do it like privately, like." And someone was like, "In front of the camera, though, obviously, but do it privately, and then just let us know when you've done it," kind of thing. I was like, that's just so weird. Like, what are you gonna do? Like, report back? I did it. What?
Well, because they're doing their dares, aren't they? So they're like, "Oh, you have to do it."
Like, just skip it.
Otherwise, it's like,
skip it. It's fine. So the boys all burn the food, and then then Sung-hun like puts himself up to try it, and he's like, "Yeah, you can't eat that food. It's inedible." So then Heston and Subin, there's like this little you know, like a
mirror thing.
Mirror where you like with a bit of lighting, and then they're taking a picture together, and she's being like cute with him, and then she's like, "Oh, you smell nice," and he's like, "Oh, this is my natural scent," and she's like, "Oh, I thought so," you know, and then they show flashback him actually actively putting cologne on earlier in the day.
Liar. So, you know, you can't ever trust a man, you know, they always lie.
Then they go outside, Heston and Subin, and then Minji goes outside, and she's like, "Oh, she's always by your side, isn't she, Heston?" to Subin, and Heston's right there, and then he goes, "Yeah, I'm her pet." I think that's like I'm showing that I care. Like, I think it's one of their things. Like, you know, you're my pet. It's like a cute thing that couples do. So he was like claiming her, like saying that I've been claimed, kind of thing. Like, she's, you know, kind of thing. And then Minji was like, "Oh, okay." And then it's their birthdays. 3 of them have their birthdays, so they bring a birthday cake in. I think it was like Sungmin.
Whose birthday was it?
Sungmin, Hyun-jae, and Ha-eun.
Oh yeah. And then they had like that was really funny because they had the those crowns and the earrings on him, like
yeah. And then they basically all agreed, like, we're gonna go hard on the drinking today. Like, we're gonna get, you know, effed up kind of thing. And and that's when I think the Sung-hun was like, "Oh my god, this girl."
Oh wait, hang on, you're cutting up. So yeah, you were saying?
So this is also where Sung-hun also talked about how he met Hye-sun, and he was like, "This one over here can drink, like, she's crazy with it. She's such a big drinker." And he talked about how she was like drinking vodka, and then Subin was like, this is where he was like doing his weird eyes and being weird, and it felt like it was going to become a really big problem. And then she quickly gets up. She's like, "No, I didn't." At first, she's like denying it. She's like, "I wasn't. Like, I didn't drink that much." And Subin was like, "Oh, I think I figured." He was like, "I figured you said that
otherwise."
Yeah, he was like, "There was a time you called me and said like you had a headache, so I figured you drank quite a bit." And then they got up. She got up and she went to the getting ready area again, to the mirror, and she's like trying to like pretend to like touch her makeup up and stuff. And then he comes in and he's like, "Oh, basically, are you okay?" and stuff. And then she gets up, and then he was like, "Oh, your lash is coming off. Let me help you." And she's like, "Oh, I'm sorry." And he's like, "Oh, like, it's fine. Like, I'm not bothered by it."
He act so cool, and it was like so fake.
Yeah, he said, "I'm not bothered."
I can see his tells because I've been watching. I scrutinize him, so I can see his tells.
Yeah. So then Mina-sue at the table, and she brings it up again, and she's like, "Oh, trying to do damage control," and she's like, "I was a disaster in the screening, like, it was so bad." And she was like, Jae-jin was so funny because his response at my campfire when I was like constantly changing my mind and stuff, he was like, "Whoa, what is she doing?" And Jae-jin's like, oh, don't worry, like no one's an expert in dating and like love and stuff. It's just what is what it is. And Mina-sue's like, yeah, I'm really bad at it. Like it gave her an opportunity to again be the victim.
Yeah.
And then they
yeah.
And then they play Jenga again, and Go-eun sitting there, they're playing, but her back's to Hee-sun and Soo-bin, and she's like noting that they're like really being cutesy and all
she's grossed out.
She's making that face that she makes with her mouth
side
up,
side mouth.
Face.
Yeah.
She's doing the side mouth, and she's like, what are they doing? Because when I saw that, I was
I like that.
About it, like it comes across like, is she like pissed off about it? Like what's going on?
Obviously, yeah, because she wanted a thing with I-geon, like she's missing I-geon there as well.
Oh, that is such a terrible way to behave. Like, I haven't got my thing. Like it's mean that you.
No, I think that was a bit into it as well, and then she was like also grossed out by them.
That's terrible, obviously. So then one of the Jenga blocks asked like Go-eun what was her most stressful moment. She talks about the shack, when she was in the shack with I-geon, and she was saying like, I just don't feel like he opened up to me enough. And I'm like, that again, she reads it so differently, because I felt like he was really open. Remember we had that conversation about shack, like he was being so open and telling her like, I like you.
Exactly.
If they were together, they would always have miscommunication. Like they would never understand each
you
other.
need to learn to understand other people, like as you go along in the relationship. But I think they kept getting their like communications like crossed, like wires crossed. So it's just hard to come back from that.
Then Hyun-jae is asked, one of the blocks asked like, who does he want to sit next to? And he was like, I can't pick someone who's in a relationship. So he's obviously talking about Joo-young still. And so he's like,
Ye-jin, really I want to gross and sad that he's still pining after her, and she's like in a relationship.
Yeah. I don't think he thinks about her when they're not there together. I
think because remember when they were waiting,
like, they're back together again, so like, I like you. But I don't think it's like a day-to-day thing. He must not be that bothered.
Yeah, but they were waiting. They were waiting outside with the cars, remember? And then he was like, they were like, oh, you got all dressed up for her, and he was like, yeah.
Yeah.
He is into her, and even on
like he puts his sunglasses on when they walk with. They're like, I got sunglasses, so when they come in, I can like when they come over, I can put them on so that no one can tell that I'm so bothered.
Yeah, and also he was like, in the screening as well, he was like trying to find out if they're together and things like that as well.
Yeah. So then he was like, he gave a pity vote for Ye-jin. He was like, I want to sit next to you, and Ye-jin was like, oh, don't do that, like, don't just choose me. Like,
down. Like she's going through depression, like I said, she's
But depressed. It is also like a throwaway thing. Like no one likes me, so don't just say that you're going to pick me. Want to sit next to me?
Yeah, but no one liked you really because of the poor attitude. It was mainly because of that. Because everyone picked her, all the guys picked her, and then they ended up not liking her when they got to know her personality.
Yeah. So then Mina-sue gets asked like, who made your heart skip? Like what moment or what happened? And it was obviously Soo-bin. But she was like, no, Hyun-jae's like, just pick me. Like, obviously we can't say anything if you want to just like pick a decoy. So she was like, yeah, I pick you, Hyun-jae. And then she was like, yeah, I was really impressed because at one point he peeled the tangerines like a professional. And they were like, wow, like it went all the way around, like spiral. She was like, yeah, I was really impressed by your tangerine peeling. Like, I'm going to pick you, Hyun-jae. That made my heart skip or whatever. And then Mina-sue turns to Soo-bin because he's like being a bit weird in the corner. And she's like, "Are you getting You're not getting PTSD, are you? Like from her constantly changing mind."
Constantly trying like to
work with him still. And then he says back to her like, "You shouldn't just be swayed by you're picking Hyun-jae because she was like, yeah, but he told me to." I don't know why he said that as well. Like he should just keep his mouth shut and be like, "No, I don't have PTSD."
Even he's also trying to flirt with her, like because he's like that,
So then Soo-bin's question is like, what do you not like in a relationship? And he's like, I don't like it when people go back and forth on their feelings.
Basically they're taking a dig at Mina-sue.
And then Mina-sue is like, I'm sorry. Like she loved it though. She loved the opportunity.
Yeah.
Keep your mouth shut. She should.
Yeah, but he wanted to engage with her in that way as well.
But then when she said, I apologize, everyone started laughing. And it was so telling that she turned to whoever was next to her and she was like...
No, but she didn't even just apologize. You know how she apologized? Like, she said in a very formal Korean, she apologized like you'd apologize to someone who's older than you. But he's younger than her. And they're, like, all talking informally as well.
Yeah, but that's why everyone was laughing as well. And when they started laughing, she turned to whoever was next to her. I don't know who it was. She was like, I made everyone laugh. So that's telling that she's always doing it to like create some sort of attention
and
for
she always
herself.
wants, yeah, and she always wants
Like, oh, I
Subin
made
to react
everyone
to her.
laugh. Like, I'm so cool. Like, it's
But
all
have you
about
noticed her
me.
eyes are darting around, and she's always like looking at Subin out of the corner of her eye, and she's always trying to like see if he's reacting to what she's doing and
again.
saying.
Like, she needs validation and like stuff
Yeah,
constantly.
male validation she needs all the time.
And just generally, because she didn't get it from him, now she's like, oh, look, everyone laughed at my joke. I'm so funny. Like, there is something about me. Like, I've got that charm, and I'm great. Why wouldn't anyone like me? Like, kind of
She's so
attitude.
annoying. Seriously.
Yeah. So then Minji and Mina-sue decide to go for a chat, but I thought that was kind of pointless as well because they'd already rehashed it after their screening.
Yeah, but that was like a karaoke chat thing, wasn't it, or something? And
no, they were in the rooms. It was just like a very small.
That was like a room underneath the staircase or something, wasn't it? It was really weird. It's a weird room.
So
There was a lot of tension there. She was scared, and she also formally apologized as well there.
Yeah. They also talk about which she'd already done, so it was pointless. Like, they could have cut this whole
scene. She's making herself look like the victim again because like she's like, oh I'm gonna apologize to her because I'm scared of her. She's scary. She's scary.
So then
it was all to make it was all to make Minji look like the big bad bully as well.
Yeah. So then basically, but they have they leave in peace. They have a little peace treaty, and they're all fine.
Yeah.
So then they go back to the main room, and Subin and Hye-sun are like cuddling up and like becoming like very like coupley, and then everyone's calling them out and saying, oh look, they're on a date and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. And then they go outside. And they end up going to the women's building, to the next door building, to get a bit of
Oh yeah, that's Subin and Hye-sun.
Hye-sun, yeah. And they go upstairs to chat. Like, she was like, let's go upstairs. So at first I was like, whoa, what's going on?
Okay? Yeah, but they'd never go in the room because they can't do that on camera.
But I thought they may do, but just chat on the bed or something, like they would like in Signals Inferno. But they would just there's a little area outside of the land.
Yeah, but they would never do that because everyone else would be like, oh my god, they're in the room together. Like everyone else would make it a big deal as well.
Yeah.
They can't do that.
So they basically chat, and this is where she mentions, she's like, I was a little bit jealous, obviously, when you were like playing catch with Minji. And he was like, oh yeah, I'm sorry.
He knew that.
Yeah.
He didn't care.
Then they go back to the drinking thing, and they basically rehash that. And he was like, I'm not really bothered about it. He was like, also, I probably know like the way you are in the US is going to be different. Like, she was like, no, you don't like that. I have a curfew and stuff. And he's like, not in the US. Like, why would you? Like we were talking about this, like the curfew thing. Like, obviously, they're not doing any of that stuff in the US. There's no way your parents are they can keep tabs on you like that. And
because the parents live in South Korea, isn't it?
Yeah, her parents. So then she's like, don't worry about. He's like, look, don't worry about what people say. Like the drinking thing. He was like, people are gonna say things. Like, we shouldn't get swayed by what other people think. We should just base it on like ourselves and how we are with each other. And
she is moving. She did move. She said that she's coming here to do like a whole year. She moved universities and she's finishing her last year at Hebrew or something like that.
Okay. So she starts to get a bit emotional. Like, I thought she was gonna cry, and then she gets up, but she comes back quite quickly. And then she's like, basically, I haven't told you this, but like, when I don't hear from you for like a while, or when I didn't hear from you for a while, going back to when she first left to go back to the US, she was like, I really did have trouble sleeping, and I didn't realize I liked you that much. And I thought she was saying it in the riddle format again, like, I love you. That's how I felt. Because she was like, it's such a big thing, and she was like, I didn't have to tell you.
Showcasing his fuckboy behavior, which I already clocked a long time ago.
No, she said this.
Yeah, I know, but it was showcasing his fuckboy behavior. Like, we can see it as a
like that they weren't talking.
Yeah, that he just.
No, I know, but what I'm saying is, I'm saying that she is saying, like, it took her so much energy. She had to get out of the room and come back. She was like, I don't know how to say this to you. I'm really embarrassed about saying this to you. Like,
no, she wasn't showing that she loved him. She was just showing that she was upset, like him. I felt upset, and also I felt like why would you do this? And like, I thought we were like closer than this, and like I thought this was gonna work out. And you said that we were gonna have a long distance relationship. When I got there, you just like fucked me over, basically.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and he says basically, I feel the same way. Like, which I don't really understand. So he was just basically saying, like, when I wasn't talking to you as well, I agree. Like, I felt I had trouble sleeping, and I realized that I really liked you when I wasn't talking to you. So he's in agreement, saying that I felt the same way. But they basically realize that they're different. They have differences, their outlook of relationships and how you are in a relationship. She says, I'm quite open, like I like to talk about my feelings and stuff. And
you can see that, and he's very closed.
And he says that, yeah. But he says it. He says, like, I want you to tell me everything. I want to know everything and stuff.
Yeah, because that's what controlling men do. They want them to.
I know exactly. And he's like, but I don't want to do that. He literally just said it like that. I don't want to tell you about my feelings. He was like, if it's something important, I will.
That's so fucked up.
Isn't that like a red flag? Like, I would be like, oh, okay, so it's like a one-sided relationship.
He's basically standing there waving the red flag, like, about, look at me, I've got a red flag.
And she's just taking it like, oh my god, he's gonna be there for me no matter what. But I just take it as like, that's a one-sided relationship. Like, you're so vulnerable. Like, he's gonna really be able to like feed on all your vulnerability
and manipulate you.
Nothing on him. Not like there's like that in a relationship, but I mean, like, you will understand nothing about him, whereas he knows everything about you and can like tap into anything, or like your weaknesses or anything, any given moment. Which is not the way you should. If you're equally being vulnerable and he's being supportive, that's fine, but it just doesn't feel right. Like, you should open up yourself on the other side. And he was basically saying, look, the times when I wasn't talking to you, I didn't get back to you because he was like, you'd gone, and I thought, what's the point? Like, it's not going to work.
Mentality.
Yeah, he did give up, but then he was like, but then I realized, like, I shouldn't think like that.
Then why did he tell her that we're going to make it work when she was leaving and all this and that? Because obviously he had these feelings before, like, and he just wanted to hit it and quit it, basically.
Right, after the screening, he was like, they spent a lot of time together after Singles Inferno, but then, like, maybe for a few weeks or whatever. And then she left, and he was like, oh.
And he always knew she was going to leave, so
I think he might have been, like, in a bubble of, like, here, and, like, this is so good. Like, you just get
that like, people are always like, oh, there's no future.
Once you feel something with someone, it's difficult to switch it off. You're just going to be like, I'm going to squeeze the most I can out of this. And then it's like, oh, it's just gone. So then you're like, it's very difficult to just be like, I have to bond with someone, and I know they're here for 3 weeks, but let's just cut it off now. But even though you're here around me, it's difficult to cut that off.
Squeezing the most out of it is basically using the person to get everything that you want out of them, and then, and then
I don't know. I think
he's very fuckboy. He's probably definitely a Hongdae boy.
Yeah, I don't know.
What happens then? Oh yeah, then she's doing the egg yolk. She's doing the egg yolk.
So then she just starts to. She was like, "Look, if I had known you felt that way, like, this is my point. Like, if you had explained to me how you felt in the moment, we wouldn't have had this misunderstanding." She was like, "I just thought you didn't like me." So
and she's crying as well.
Then in that moment, I just tried to be like, "I need to move on," and she started like choking up and crying.
He doesn't care. Like, he's so cold and evil.
No, he holds her hand and is like stroking her hand and her fingers and all that kind of stuff. And then like, he's like, they're doing all that cutesy stuff. And then he was like, we were just protecting my heart, because he was worried his feelings would get stronger, and then they're in a long distance relationship and he wouldn't be able to see her as much. So he thought maybe it'd be better just to like cut it off instead of like longing it out.
And say it.
Yeah, that's the point. Is that's what she was saying, that you should just tell me instead of just like avoiding me and like blanking me. But anyone who blanks you is going to say these things. It's easy to say all these things as well. Yeah,
because they can get you back easily that way. So they keep the door open. They can come
in. The only thing I just don't understand is what is the need for him, because he will get any girl.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? Like, she's in the US. Like,
he's obviously interested in her. He's obviously interested in her, and also,
why when she's like far away?
And it's a sure thing. Also, guys go for a sure thing. Like, if a girl's interested in them, they're like, oh yeah, this is a sure thing. So I can always, when she's around, I can be with her because she'll just come running to me.
Yeah. So then they hold hands. They start staring at each other, and like, it's like, oh, we really like each other kind of thing. In the meantime, Hyun-jae is like playing karaoke, like with the girls, and they're like dancing in the room, like hey, like go.
Like one of the girls. He's one of the girls.
Yeah. So
why no one attracted to Hyun-jae? I don't understand. He seems like
maybe he is like that because he's like one of the maybe because he's just like really like friend. He gives off friend vibes. I don't know.
Okay.
So, but he wasn't obviously to Joo-young. He was like heavily trying. He was flirting with her.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the last scene is dedicated to Jae-jin and Joo-young, and they're outside.
And then
And
you forgot the egg yolk. Then she did her egg yolk, like when she was like cuddling with him. You know, when she was doing the cute thing, and then she was like so like cringed out by that as well. Like, remember she's like, "I'll do my egg yolk now," and she remember she did that with Subin. Yeah, she was doing that. She just did it once, and she's like, oh. And he was like, "Oh, I didn't hear it," or something like that, and like, you do it again, and she's like, "Oh, I don't want it," and then she's like kind of hiding, kind of doing it. And then anyway, so then it moved on to Ji-yeon
and Joo-young. It ends with like it's that song that they give to him. His old man
clown music. Oh, his clown music.
Yeah, clown music. So if he's giving her a lecture, they're outside looking at the stars, and he's giving her a lecture about astronomy and
Oh yeah, and she loves it.
Without the artificial lights.
My dad likes telling me about these things too, and I love that you're just like my dad, like you're teaching me about stuff like my dad. Okay, she grosses me out.
But yeah,
and then they're just lying on the roof. I think they were lying down on the sofa bits on the roof. Yeah, star.
Yeah,
very like romantic kind of setup for them.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that was it.
That was it. Yeah. What did you think of like that whole like little thing?
The reunion. Like I said, I think
I wanted more. That's why I gave it a 7. I wanted way more. And we don't have any conclusion as to what's happening in the relationship.
I don't think you can get more out of it.
Just carry on watching them. Like we want to see like season after season of like what happens.
I think they need a reality TV program in Korea where they follow the lives of people.
Yeah.
I don't think they have anything like that. I mean, I don't know. I haven't seen everything, but
I doubt anyone would agree to that.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Because that's too much like invasion of privacy, and people get like so much hate there, and they'd be on guard all the time. It's too taxing mentally to do that for them. They'd be on guard all the time because they don't want like to receive like hate mail, like death threats and things like that. It's a very like intense place. And like you're ugly and this and that, and like without makeup, they don't want to show themselves without makeup because they
That's why I think it's time to break down like the Korean culture a little bit. Like through TV, you can achieve a lot. Like I mean, it's fine if you want to be set in your ways, but I think they need to like evolve culturally. Like it's one thing to say we're gonna have a bullying culture. That's part of our culture, and we love it, and we're just gonna stay like this for the next 100 years.
No, I don't think they like it.
But that's what I mean. Like
ingrained in them.
I'm sure there are Gen Z people there and people that.
Yeah, but that's like in America as well.
That don't care.
Like in America, they have like a bullying culture. They have like a bullying culture.
But I know, but they will still follow. It doesn't stop people from doing things. And if you are being a bully, you're going to get called out as well on TV. If you're behaving a certain way.
No, but that's what happens as well here.
Not bad, get called out. That's the way it should.
No, but that's what happens here as well. Like K-pop idols and stuff. People have come out about how they were bullied by these K-pop idols when they were like younger and stuff like that in school.
So
and then they get totally cancelled. They get totally cancelled
because they said they were being bullied.
No, the people that got bullied have said that I've got evidence I was bullied by this person in school.
I know, but the way
they get totally cancelled.
Yeah, but it just needs to evolve. Like it's not about like trying to things happen. Like people, they're not without redemption. Like there may be young people that have like participated in being mean and stuff, but things need to be exposed. Like. You can't just be cancelled because you're ugly. That culture needs to be changed. If that's what you're saying, like, oh, people judge them because they're not good looking, that needs to be changed. Like, you need to see normal people on TV, not just pretty people on TV. If you want to change your culture, and I'm sure there are people in the Gen Z.
We're getting too deep.
There are probably people that are in Gen Z in their younger age group, in like our age group, that don't want to live like that for the rest of their life. So TV can change a lot of stuff.
Yeah, so, but I think also, like you said that. No, but also, like you said, that their culture needs to change. So does the West culture, because we have like really gross things that we do in the West as well.
Of course.
Yeah. Anyway, so with that said, we will be doing next season of Singles Inferno, and hopefully there's a longer reunion next season, and we'll be doing that, covering that as well. And right now we're going to be covering what's the show we're doing? We're doing Love Lab. We're going to be covering that. Yeah, a few more episodes of that. That's only coming out in like slow drips and drabs anyway, so we'll be able to cover that. And then also we'll be doing the Better Late Than Single because it's already out. It's already out. Better late than single. Yes, it's already out. So see you guys soon. Bye.
Quick, hit the follow button so you never miss an episode. You can also follow us on our socials too: Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Blue Sky, YouTube, and give us a 5-star rating on whatever you're listening to this podcast on.